Welcome back to the channel, and I got another treat for you guys. Miles did a podcast interview with some of his Elon alumni at Clock In the podcast, and I'm going to give you details about them at the end so you can go over there and check them out. But if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and of course drop a comment if you want to chat. So I'll be back on later to discuss.
So like Austin said, we're not big reality TV type we want to highlight when it comes to you. And we know this isn't your identity, but people know you from this endeavor, right? And that's Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
So like Austin said, we're not big reality TV type guys. And in fact, Austin was like, I'm surprised Miles even did it, right? Personality. So I want to hear what led to that, man. What led to you being on the show?
Man, so I'm not a reality TV guy either. I don't watch reality TV. If I'm not watching ESPN Sports Center, I'm watching like Family Guy or like Bob's Burgers or something, or a documentary, and that's it. If I can stay awake through those things. And so my boy Woody, we coach football here in New Orleans together. We were real close. We all, like, everything we did, we worked together, and then outside of work, we were just always just hanging together. And one day he was like, "Hey man, I signed up for this show called Married at First Sight," and I was like, "All right, cool. Like, I don't know what it is, whatever." And he's like, "You marry a stranger, and then you stay together for 8 weeks inside if you want to stay married or get divorced or not." And I was like, "Oh, that's tight. Like, good for you. You're crazy, right?" And he was like, "Oh, he's like, I signed you up." And I was like, "No, you didn't." He was like, "No, I did. Like, they're gonna reach out to you." So next day, Liddy hits me up. She's like, "Oh, your friend Woody referred you, whatever." And I was like,
"Wow,
I'm not doing this." And
you weren't even hip.
No, I had no clue.
Wow.
So then they hit me up. Like, they're hitting me up consistently for like a week. Like, "Hey, we really want you to be able to like just talk. Like, there's no pressure. Just like interview, whatever." And they kept just roping me in, man. And then one day they were like, "Hey, come to callbacks." Go to callbacks, and it's like we're all in a room. It's like 15, 20 of us. And they're like, "Y'all are the finalists for Married at First Sight." And I was like, "What? I haven't done anything but just talk to you. What you mean I'm a finalist?" And they're like, "We're picking 5." And I'm looking around, I'm counting. I'm like, "Dang, bro, like we in this." And so sooner or later, they tell us both of us had a match, and that we're about to be married in a week. And wow. From then on, I was like, "Oh snap, here we are." And the rest is kind of history right now. Kind of still unfolding as we speak.
And so my boy did a Tinder.
My wife right there.
Hey, Karen.
My boy signed me up for Tinder. They didn't. Like this fool had him sign up for a whole reality show.
Man. He said he was putting me on. He's like, "Hey, I'm throwing you in a live. I'm throwing you a live. And I was like, "I don't know, bro. I don't know." And so luckily it worked out. But yeah, it was a lot, man. There was a lot going on at the beginning of this whole process.
So, I mean, I don't know if you have any questions, Austin, but
I got a few.
So like what? Like how fast? That sounded like it was like a 3-week.
Yeah, it was. So they first contacted me around like Thanksgiving time, so like close to around this time last year. And then I found out, I went to like maybe 2 things. They might have filmed at my house once or twice. And then like first week, Killer, when did you find out that you had a match? Was it January? Like end of January? Yeah, so like they talked to us for they would talk to us for a little bit, didn't talk to us for like 3 weeks, and then end of January we're like, "Hey, you're getting married in like 2 weeks."
And that's it. You're getting married.
Invite 25 people, and you're gonna be married. And I was like, dang, asking all kind of questions. Who is she? What's she like? What she look like? Wouldn't tell me nothing. And then
so let me ask you this, Miles. Like, obviously you didn't know pretty much anything about Karen, but did you have to fill out like a questionnaire and like,
man, that's crazy, dude. We had to fill out like all kind of questionnaires. They interviewed us. We did psych evaluations. We did like talking about all of our past relationships, like every preference you can possibly think of. They asked you about, and things I had never even thought of, and they're asking that on camera. So you're sitting there like, I had never thought of that before, but here I am. And wanted to make sure I was really authentic with like what I was saying, because I was like, if I'm really getting married right now,
yeah,
y'all ain't messing this up. Y'all ain't messing this up with me. And luckily it's worked out. So I would not recommend doing it again. don't let your boys sign you up for that.
Yeah, man.
That's like Hinge on steroids. I don't know if you ever were on Hinge, but on Hinge you gotta fill out like all these categories. That's like times 1,000,
man.
And
that's crazy. Shout out to Woody though, man. I mean, it worked out.
It worked out, and now we're about to be moving into a new house, and hopefully for Christmas she's getting me a puppy, and we can keep it moving from there. You know,
apply that public pressure. You done told the people, so now she got to do it. Right?
Yeah, now she gotta do it. Now the people know, so it's got to come.
That's crazy, man. So, all right, after the wedding happens, right? Mm-hmm. You meet the family.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the show with my girl, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like Miles, knowing Miles, he's gonna handle the situation flawlessly. And you did. But can you talk about like what that was like? Were you nervous? You know, were you in a good spot? But just talk about that situation.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I didn't watch most of the season. I probably watched like maybe 2 or 3 episodes, like the first one, and then probably like the end, because I kind of saw how the way it was being portrayed and was like, hey, it's worth it. But I remember wedding day being real nervous. Like I wasn't nervous until that day, and then that day I was just like, oh snap, here we are. And then she walked down the aisle. I saw she was nervous. I was like, okay, cool. I can't be nervous no more.
Yeah.
And then when I met her parents are older, more old school, traditional people. And so when we first met, I was like, I got to make sure that they know that I'm not here to play around. I'm not joking. It's serious to me. And at first, her dad was not rocking with it at all. Like, was not. Like shook my hand. I was like, so nice to meet you. I'm gonna take care of your daughter. He was like, all right, bet. Like basically, he's like, all right, like you gotta prove that to me.
Yeah.
And her mom was like really like warm and like really. Yeah.
From the show, it seemed like the mom was really pressing you.
Yeah, I can't say for so much, but well, our relationship now is beautiful. She's blowing my phone up probably every other day if she can. But yeah, it was tough, man. That first day was rough, and then after that, it was pretty smooth. I think that like there's stuff that y'all see on TV for sure, but a lot of stuff that like the richer moments typically happen off camera for us.
Absolutely.
The Black community, and this is why I'm glad you asked that, Austin. Like in the Black community, on both sides, like the boyfriend meeting the family and the girlfriend meeting the family, like it's a vetting process, bro. Like, it's a vetting process.
Yeah.
If they have siblings, especially like my little sister, right? She's the youngest out of 5. She has 4 older brothers.
Right.
Her first boyfriend came through. Me and Austin were push-ups. Like we were like shirtless doing push-ups when he walked in the house. First time we met, dude. You know what I'm saying? So,
no cap.
And sometimes Black moms are just like, my mom is worse than my dad.
Yeah.
And then if they have brothers or cousins, you got to deal with uncles. You know, Black people, they got uncles and cousins that aren't uncles and cousins that you got to deal with. So it's just crazy. I'm thinking like, man, this dude really, everybody on the first.
Oh, that's real. And the crazy thing is, so I have 3 younger sisters. I'm the same way. My baby sister actually is a freshman at Elon, right? And so she got a little boyfriend, plays football at Richmond. I met him like virtually, but hadn't met him in person. So I'll go meet him probably maybe like a couple months ago. And I was ready to come in with this, just like, hey, I'm big, you know, he ain't bro, this dude's like my size at like 17. I'm sitting here like, oh, hold up. You see me on TV? You see me laughing and smiling on TV. I can't be like intimidating him right now.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to give him all the things that like I felt that I got on wedding day, and I failed miserably. But the women in my life, I'm the only boy. They were intense when they came to Karen, and luckily she passed, because I don't know many women that could have passed with what they try to put her through.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, man.
Yeah, Karen, from what I've seen, Karen don't play. Like she got some toughness to her. Where is Karen originally from?
Baton Rouge. So she got a little edge to her, man. And I know you like that. Yeah, she's quiet.
She's gonna hold her own.
Quiet, but she's not gonna let you play with
Yep.
her. And I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It's funny, man, because you called your youngest sister's boyfriend little boyfriend. So that's another thing. Like, the black community, they go from, oh, that's your little friend. That's like, oh, that's her boyfriend, to Beyonce, and then husband. So you went straight from like little friend to husband, like in the same day. You know?
Crazy.
So
in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So yeah, it's just, I'm just thinking about that, and I'm single right now, and I'm like, dog, from November to January married, like I'm just trying to figure out when
I'm gonna tag you on my page, and everyone that was in my DMs can go straight to you. You got
man. Look,
you got it all.
I don't need those problems, man. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to stay clocked in, man.
Oh man, my last question about Married at First Sight. You're a sneakerhead, much like us.
Yeah.
Have you? Because I know Karen wasn't really feeling it at first.
Yeah.
Have you gotten rid of some sneakers? What's that situation like?
Yeah. So right now, you can speak that a little bit, but the sneaker issue in our house is growing. I think I call this like a little self-care, a little therapy, So like when life's a little tough, people are difficult in the comments, I'm like, you know what? I deserve these shoes, And so I bought a couple pair, added a couple to the collection, and so she's kind of folded and bought me a shoe collection, shoe rack. And so now I have, and going into our new house, I've already designated a man cave for the sneakers. So she's accepted it, and I think that it's going to be a nice little addition to our family.
See, compromise, man. Y'all already on the right path.
Compromise. She gets to have the rest of the house, and then I'll have my little room with my shoe closet.
Take it though. Let them have everything. All you need is one little spot.
All I need.
That's all I need. I got one more question, and this will actually transition into our next topic. But how was it going from, being relatively unknown to like the world, to in a couple months, multiple thousands of followers, people all in your business.
Yeah.
You have a publicist now. So what was that process like?
Yeah, he's big time. Yo, hold on. Done. So I gotta mention that, dog. So I DM Miles, right? Like, I'm used to a prompt response. This fool, I'm like, yeah, man, like, would love to have you on the pod. He's like, yeah, no doubt, man. That's dope. But I'm gonna need you to talk to my publicist. And I'm like, when the DJ
Right.
I was like, yo, this dude has a publicist now?
Oh man, chill, dude.
Yeah, man. He's different. He's different.
I'm not, man. I divert people to the publicist so I don't get in trouble, man. They try to take my money, man, and I can't let it happen. I can't let it happen.
No, I'm playing, man. Shout out to your publicist though. She's dope.
What was that like though, man? Like, what was
I'm still getting used to it, man. I think that in my mind, like day to day, like our lives look pretty normal, like just trying to figure out what marriage looks like, what quarantine marriage looks like, and then trying to figure out what my job day to day looks like. But then when we go out in public now, it's like, especially in New Orleans, it's a small city. We don't go anywhere where we're not recognized, and so that's different. But but then also social media, man, it's a rough place. Karen got a lot of scrutiny this season, and it's tough being able to know who she really is versus what people see on TV and supporting her and defending her. But then also, like myself, I think people generally are pretty positive towards me, but also get a lot of hate for like just being very pro-Black on the show, being pro-Black in general. And so people say some real hateful things, and trying to figure out like the line between when they go low, you go high, and holding people accountable to the messed up stuff they say, you know. And I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get used to it. But more often than not, it's been really positive and really cool. And I think that ultimately, hopefully, I can use this platform for something bigger. I think being a student athlete really helped with that. Understanding like we have a platform, a certain way you carry yourself, and then also like how do you use what you've been given to be able to help others. And hopefully, I'm able to do that.
Yeah, I'm confident you'll be able to, man. And that's what I want to do.
All right, so I am back and giving my thoughts on what we heard in this short clip that I have. They have a larger whole interview for about an hour and a half or so. Go over and check out Clock in the Podcast, and the actual hosts are Austin and Marshall Hamilton. They speak everything about our community and sports, and I'm a basketball mom, so I am here for it. But let's touch on what was discussed, how he got on to the show. I did not know that Woody was the one that actually brought him in. This wasn't even on his radar, but obviously it was meant to be because, of course, him and Karen are now 10 months, 11 months in now as a married couple, and they are doing well. They're talking about getting a house and her buying him a puppy. So I'm excited about that. Don't forget about the house tour, Miles, if you happen to catch this video, because we want to see you guys progress and do great things. What else was interesting is what he said about how they were being portrayed, that a lot of their rich moments were off camera and not on camera, and it wasn't even worth it for him to even watch the season. So obviously from what we saw and what their reality was vastly different, because of course that's where all of the confusion came from a couple months ago when they decided to stay together and they're happy and everything, and especially with all of the videos and pictures and everything coming out. I am so happy for them. But they said it wasn't worth it, so they did not watch the show. She's also getting him shoe rack for all his sneakers, which is cool because I know he had a lot of sneakers. And I'm glad that his Karen's parents are now on board, because originally Pops wasn't really here for it with the whole Married at First Sight things, and obviously that has changed because he now has a father-in-law, and then the relationship with Karen's mother is great. Check out the video I posted earlier this week with them cooking together. So it was a pretty great interview. The actual interview was about an hour and a half long over at Clock in the Podcast by Austin and Marshall Hamilton. Go over there and show them some love, show them some support. The interview is about an hour and a half and a vast amount of topics. So until next time, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you then.